I will turn it over to you, Wag, to go ahead and bring us in.
All right, hi everybody. This is Final Fantasy IV. My name is Wagtehdog. I play this game a little bit. Let's see. You may realize this is not a title screen of a game. This is not the thing that tells you what the name of the game is. You may be wondering what's going on here. Why am I in a battle and why am I not going to the title screen? The reason is because we're doing a seed manipulation. But it takes sometimes a long time to do. So as a community, people have decided that they're going to do the manipulation beforehand. The nuts and bolts of it are when you turn on the system, a counter starts counting up one frame, or one every frame, 0 to 255, then back to 0. When you hit A and it fades out, it freezes that count. The frozen number becomes the seed. So if you start a new game, the frozen number is the seed that you start with. If you load a game, it takes the seed you rolled and adds it to the seed that was saved with the game, and it adds them together, and that's the seed that file will use going forward. However, after it locks in that seed, the counter is still counting in the background, and it keeps counting, but it stops in battles. So moreover, we can use the step we get in a battle on, or the step that we get into a battle on, to determine what seed it is. And assuming we know what seed the save file was saved with, we can determine what seed we got when we started the game. Coincidentally, there's one seed that gives you 10 steps outside of Baron before an encounter, and those 10 steps, coincidentally, when moving frame perfectly, will advance the counter exactly the amount we need. So we enter the battle, this one that's on the screen now, we die, and we get sent back to the file select, where we can start a game with seed 92, which gives us a walking path where we just don't get random encounters before we get to Mist. So that's how we start the game. It's just that easy. Anyway, this is Final Fantasy IV. I should really just get it started because we're on a time limit here. Do you want to do a count?
You can count us down.
All right. I'm gonna try to count, but after it goes to this, I'm gonna go file select and hit new game. And as soon as I hit new game, that's when everything starts. So let me unpause. It's gonna be about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Final Fantasy IV. It was released in 1991. One of the earliest examples of cinematic storytelling in console gaming. Of like epic level storytelling with dynamic characters. Probably the deepest character development of any game released up to this point. You can ride a whale to the moon. You can get turned into a pig if you talk to the wrong NPC. It's a great game. There's a lot going on, and I'm going to be trying to keep track of what's going on the screen and tell you what's going on at the same time. If you have any questions, please just jump in and ask. If I'll try to keep an eye on chat also, but there's a bunch of stuff going on. In the beginning, all we're doing is just tapping A. Button mashing in this game is a little bit of it's strange. Pressing the button as fast as you can is not the best way to button mash. You want to do it generally at a slower pace. That's not uncommon in the games in general, but this one you can button tap faster and you'll just be wasting your energy, and there's a lot of it because there's a lot of text in this game. There are turbo leaderboards on speedrun.com for this. Generally they're empty, but just the finger strain from just tapping in this game, it makes it kind of justified to use a turbo for it. And I'm kind of, as much as I've been practicing for this myself, I'm kind of considering doing it anyway. Quick thing for this battle, when it fades in, if you hold down right and B, you can sort of manipulate it so you have a better chance of getting an attack before the Raven does. I'm going to say it worked there, but there's a chance that you attack first anyway.
It's the ultimate RNG to start a run.
Yeah.
I got time for a couple of donations while we're going through.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I've got $15 from Devos XS, who says, donating to rename Colin McRae Subaru Impreza. Wait, am I doing this right? And then I've got $10 from everyone's favorite leg, Rubicante himself.
Oh,
Donating for the game that included probably my first ever video game crush, Kane. Final Fantasy IV was the first JRPG I ever played, and it remains one of my favorite games ever to this day. It's really hard to put into words how much this game means to me. Good luck to Wag. May the full gauntlet be kind, and all hail the power of Upco. Thank goodness Square never made any sort of god-awful follow-ups to this game that ruined all the characters. Right?
Yeah, I'm glad this game never got a sequel. I say that like I didn't purchase it like as every chapter came out and play it like immediately. But yeah, the After Years was a follow-up to the game. It was released, I think it was originally on Japanese cell phones, but it came over to the United States on the WiiWare offering that Nintendo had on the Wii Virtual Console. Well, that's not Virtual Console. It was like their online, the Nintendo store. It's since been re-released. Yeah, we don't. That whole thing I was just talking about, I didn't talk about that. That didn't happen. All right, so a couple of things that I should probably get out of the way to kind of put limitations on the scope of what to expect from this run. Actually, since I'm doing stuff right now, first we move battle speed and battle message down to 1. I think I've done that faster just there than I have ever done it faster before. Usually it's... Sorry, I just impressed myself a little bit. We grab the most important tent in the world, and look at this corner we just stepped in. We're going to go through that very important corner several times through the run. Alright, this is Rosa. She's a character that you can, if you are so inclined and you can afford it, you can put in money to rename pretty much every character in the game that we're going to be recruiting, which is every character that you can recruit in the game except for Edge and Fusoya. The cutoff for the first 2 of those characters, Cecil and Kane, is coming up pretty soon, so if you want to get in on that, you want to get those bids in pretty soon.
Cecil's still plenty up for grabs. Only $8 towards Hallam as the name for Cecil. Kane has $25 for Dragon, $22 for Edward, and $5 for Kinko's, but still plenty of room to pull in and snipe if you want it.
Plenty of room, but not plenty of time. Do that very soon. That's going to get cut off when we start the text crawl. Oh, and if you saw me take that extra step on Cecil's chair, that's to increase the step counter by 1. I mentioned a little bit about seed manipulation earlier. The seed we are manipulating affects the random encounters that we get. The seed that we're on, we're not going to get any random encounters for a little while, unless I take 1 step outside of Baron, and that very first step would be an encounter, so that's why we take that extra step there. Alright, and this is the calm before the storm. Hey, here's that corner again. Alright, so right there we're going to cut off Cecil and Kane's naming incentives. As soon as this is over, we're going to go rename them. And yeah, this is the intro to the game. It kind of has this little slow text crawl. I don't know if you've gotten any more donations in the last minute or 2, but if you have, we got a little bit of time here.
I have not, but I can remind everybody that Team Fastest Furs is a group of furry speedrunners dedicated to building a strong community that is welcoming and open to all. We currently host 2 online charity speedrun marathons per year in the spring and fall, and ongoing community events throughout the year. For more information, join us in our Discord by using the command !Discord in chat.
Alright, I did mention we're doing a step route. Now, if you're familiar with this game, you know that there's a step route that covers the entire game. I'm going to be honest and level with y'all. We're doing naming way routing in here, and that, well, it probably throws off the step route. I know it does in a couple of different places. So it kind of ruins step routing. And then to be bluntly honest, I usually mess up the step routing at some point anyway, and then it's kind of like, oh, well, it's out the window. So instead we're going to do some other weird tricks that there's a couple of them that we can do if we're not doing the step route.
The step route's just a suggestion anyway.
Yeah, it does help. It isn't that hard to do, but once you step off of it, that might throw the whole thing off. Alright, so real quick, we're gonna rename Kane and Cecil. So what is the final name for Cecil?
For Cecil, he shall be Palom today. P-A-L-O-M.
Palom. Alright, how about Kane?
Dragon, D-R-A-G-O-N.
Dragon. Alright, so we have... Oh boy, we have Palom and Dragon.
I don't think they should ever confuse you this entire run.
I am gonna get so confused. So first thing we do is we go in here and grab a chocobo. They always move the same way. So... Well, they don't always move the same way, but if you move the same way before you get to that point, then they will always move the same way. Alright, so this is the Mist Cave. If you've played this game, you probably got into a bunch of encounters in here. I just tried to hold a diagonal to kind of be lazy and getting around that corner, and I wasn't quite holding it enough. So you're usually used to getting a bunch of encounters in here. We're not going to get any. We're just going to walk through it. Nice, relaxing.
Xbox is going to give power. Who is it?
Yeah, gonna get through the whole cave. 0 encounters whatsoever. No fights. I'm lying. We have 1 fight. So right away, we have to have Kane jump immediately. Timing in this fight's very important because there's an audio cue as to when to jump with Kane. So for the first 2 rounds, I have to input the commands very quickly. It's not terribly difficult, but if you mess it up, it messes up the audio cue. So here we're just gonna hang out for a minute. So this boss turns into mist. When it turns into mist, if you attack it then, it hits you with a counter attack and gives you an explanation of, hey, don't do that. Alright, now we also need to do a quick thing with Palom's shield there. Alright, we're gonna do one with Dragon Shield as well. Ooh, I think I was supposed to attack, not jump. Let's see what happens. I guess I did the right thing.
It all worked out.
Alright, so we're through the Mist Cave. So we're gonna stop doing the step manipulation at this point because we're gonna do something else. So we're gonna use this tent, but you might have noticed that Cecil was facing left right before we used that tent. And that's because we're tricking the game into thinking we're somewhere that we're not. It's gonna let us walk onto Mist Village and go into the menu. Now we're gonna equip remove Cecil's iron thing, and for some reason he's got a 5 thing in his shield slot, so we're gonna add it, remove it. Oh, and it's gone. I don't know what's up with that. Save the game, reset. We're gonna reload it real quick. So when we saved the game, it saved the location that we were standing on as where we were like visibly standing, but not where the game thought we were standing. So long story short, we loaded it and we walked through Mist. Also, that thing I did with the items is an item duplication trick. His shield is still there, but there's actually 65,535 of them, so we're going to just sell them and buy 10 items that we're not supposed to have yet, because we're not supposed to be able to get in this area of the game until after we get the airship. But we're here now because that's how we roll. We're going to go into this house, walk into the fireplace, because why not? Go over here. get the tiara, which is an item for Rydia, which is going to it's going to keep her from getting one shot for the first part of the game. And then we get the change rod, which we're going to use later to equip to different party members to change them into their fursona and increase their magic damage. Alright, and we can get out of this house. Yeah, there's a body there. Don't pay any mind to that. We're just going to stand here and... Hey, our package opened automatically. I wonder what that means.
While we have this cutscene going, you mind if I hop in with a quick donation?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've got $108 from our very own Oasis, who says, as you all know, I like nice numbers, bringing us to $6,900.
Ooh. I can think of a real good follow-up donation for that. Also, Oasis, thank you. Alright, so we're gonna get our butts kicked by a little girl here. But we're gonna use the opportunity to rearrange our oh, I messed that up. We're gonna try it again. Just do a little bit of inventory management. Inventory management is a huge part of this run. Early on, I have my inventory management on pretty solid. I'm gonna tell you right now, later in the run, there's gonna be moments where I'm just gonna stare at the screen and just be like, I need a moment. So, just as a heads up. So, we got our butts kicked, but here we are in a forest clearing, where you go when your butt gets kicked, I guess. Dragon is nowhere to be found. Oh, that's not good luck. That's really not good luck. So when you get into a random encounter, you can either have a regular encounter. You can get the first attack, which means that you get the jump on the enemies, or you can get surprised, which means that the enemies get the jump on you, or you can get a back attack, which means that they get a jump on you and also they attack you from behind, which is really bad. All right, this is Kaipo. We're gonna go to the inn and give Rydia some rest. We're gonna have a little battle while we're in here. And as soon as the battle is over and Rydia joins our party and the cutscene fades out, that's going to be the cutoff for naming Rydia. So if you have any bids that you want to get in and snipe that name, last time I checked, I think Rosa was in the lead. So if you want to change that to a name that's not another character in this game, I'm totally for that. Honestly, if you want to change it to another character in this game, or even just solidify that Rosa is definitely going to be your name, go for it.
Oh, Rosa is actually not in the lead anymore. Misako is in the lead, $40.
Ooh.
So you can still snipe it. $40 is not much. $41 donation, you can snipe Rydia's name. Or in the case of, if you wanted to be Rosa, $34 would put Rosa back in the lead.
So this fight's not bad. Oh, I didn't get it. So if you do something called run buffering, which is when you try to run away from a fight that you can't run from, you get a can't run dialogue across the top of the screen. And when that happens, the ATB in the battle freezes. Normally that's not always a good thing because your ATB freezes and so does the enemies, but if your turn is up and you have to put in a command, you can use that time to put in a command and not let the enemies get more attacks on you, which lets you effectively, it can give you more attacks against an enemy. If I had done it correctly in that fight, there's a chance that I would have been able to beat all three of the grunt soldiers without them attacking me. Immediately after we do this, we're going to go in the menu, equip Rydia with the tiara, and move her down one row. And that's so she doesn't get, one hit. It's very, very important to have Rydia alive. Oh, and here's Rosa. She's not looking so good. We're gonna have to do something about that. Alright, so now we're gonna go rename Rydia. If you're able to, can you pull up what the
Yep, so
winning number is?
Unbeknownst to me, because the flight site didn't register, the $108 donation actually went to name Rydia Rosa. So Rosa ends up winning.
Alright, well, Rydia is now Rosa.
Because this isn't going to be confusing. Oh,
sir, thank you. Yeah, that guy blocks you in a little bit.
It's not been a run if you haven't been blocked by a Kuiper NPC at some point.
You may have noticed that I took a moment before I went to run away from that, and that's because I wasn't holding the R button, I'll be honest. There is no manipulation there. Alright, so we're going to recruit another character here. This is Tella. He's one of the most important characters in the run. For reasons that will become very obvious as we go along, but other than that, there's really not a whole lot to talk about in this dungeon. We're just going to go and we're going to run away from fights and keep pushing forward.
In case anyone doesn't realize in chat, Tella is actually my favorite character, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I have to turn my game down, audio down a little bit, I think.
I'd put in the chat hashtag TellaLife because Tella is one of my favorite is my favorite character in this game. So
he's a great character. He's one of the best Final Fantasy characters. Don't at me. There's a lot of really good characters in this game, though. Alright, so we took a little rest. Whoa.
there's all the encounters today in here, aren't we?
It's a lot of encounters, but that's kind of how this game rolls. It is pretty heavy on encounters. That's one of the reasons why the step route is a lot of people really use it, because it's very helpful. That said, it is not necessary to use it. Unless you're going for like a top time. If you want to get like a top 20 time in this game, you definitely have to step route. So we grab the Darkness Sword for Cecil and then go outside. Tella suggests that we use another tent. But he didn't bring another one, so we're not going to do it. We are going to save, though. And the reason for that is you can actually soft lock on this waterfall. The very first time I ever played the game, it soft locked on the waterfall, and I sat there for 20 minutes waiting for it to do something. I think that's the only time I've ever seen it happen, but I've heard people say it's happened in runs, so safety save is a good idea.
Oh, you don't want to fall down a waterfall for 20 minutes? Sounds relaxing.
It kind of does. But I saved that for my Final Fantasy VI playthroughs. Shoutouts to Barren Falls. Okay, this is Octomam coming up. This is the second boss of the run. Octomam is the fastest boss in the game. second to none. He's faster than the final boss. It's probably going to get 4 attacks before any of my other characters get a reply. Oh, and I already kind of did a bad. I need to put a new weapon on Cecil. Rydia's going to get a dancing dagger, and when we use it, you'll see why it's so important to keep Rydia alive. Because that is some damage. It's also important to not use the Darkness Sword as an item. You want to just fight with it, because it is not an item you can use.
Right. This fight is not going so well so far, is it?
It really isn't. Whenever Rydia gets bopped, it's usually not a good time. That's alright, though.
So you run through this where Rydia gets popped, well, that's GG, run, restart.
Yeah, if you're going for a good time and Rydia dies, it's pretty much a reset. But we're doing no resets today. Except for all the times that I will reset to do tricks. That's So Tella does a little bit to help here, but not really that much. Casting lightning takes a while. So we're actually going to cast Stop on him, just so he doesn't have turns anymore. Oh, I was thinking Rydia was next. So Octoman starts as the highest speed in the game, but as you eliminate arms, the speed will drop. So we get more and more attacks in. Telepoints is at this point, even though he's stopped and technically can't talk. He is going to come back probably in a second or two. Yeah, Rydia is very fragile. The term is glass cannon because she's my damage dealer also, really. This should be it. Alright. And I kept on saying Rydia. I don't know who Rydia is. There's this Rosa person here. I guess that's who I meant.
That looks like a good party. We've got a white mage, a black mage, and a sage in our party.
Alright, so right here, we're going to do a thing where I go into the menu. We're going to switch a couple people around. Change. Let's do a safety save. And, chew. Oh, I sneezed. Oh, I reset the game. Oh, no. My bad. Oh, no, let's just go back in and... Alright. Oh, look, Dancing didn't get blown up. Except it did. Wow, what happened? I didn't see a thing. What happened? So, we used the same thing that we did for the mist clip to get through the encounter or the event tile that causes the Damsian getting blown up scene that happened. It saves a couple of seconds. However, now we have a more important thing going on. How many times is Tella gonna whack Bard? He gets 4 swings and he's already missed 1.
I think he gets only 1 hit.
Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, wow, he's 0 for 2. I was thinking he was going to get 2, but now I'm thinking maybe he won't even... maybe 1. Oh, he got 1. It's not going to be a shutout.
GG's, well done, Tella.
Alright, now is it going to be 1 or is it going to be 2? Oh, it's 2. He's got a 50% hit rate. I think that's higher than his actual hit rate.
I think so too.
Alright, unfortunately, yeah, Anna's not having a good time.
Poor Anna.
Yeah. Tella's angry because that's his daughter, and she's dead. Edward is sitting here, and he's just like, I'm just gonna be sad about it. And Tella's like, nah, I'm gonna go and beat up the guy who did this. I don't think Tella's response is very healthy, but everybody grieves in different ways.
What might cheer them up? Some donations.
Oh, that's true.
$9 from Solaris. It says, "What do you call an Octoman that dies to lit 3? Fried calamari."
Oh no.
And I've got $15 from Oscar424, who says, "Did you really think I wouldn't donate for the best boy to be named Best Boy? Good luck on the run, heart."
Aw. Thank you. Yeah, keep doing it. Edward and Vanilla Rosa are the next on the list to get renamed. But
right
for now, oh, I'm sorry.
Right now, Edward's name for Best Boy is to leave $25 to $20 for Arby's. And Rose's name is currently Iridia for $5, but you still have time to snipe that and make it where we're not confused out of our mind.
I don't know if anybody just saw me misstep there. Yeah. The missteps, if you're not on the step route, really aren't too bad, but generally you want to just get into these areas and just get in, beat up the guy, and get out. Or, well, I say the guy, beat up the boss or the individual or the person in charge of whatever you're going in to beat up. Yes, this time we're going to beat up the googly-eyed creature. There's really not many bosses in this run that are, like, free. Like, some of them really aren't... Most of them really aren't difficult. There's, like, ways to make them not difficult. Antlion is the only boss that's really actually free. Like, I think every single other boss, even when I'm just like, yeah, this one's not a problem, I've still died to them. I do have to actually input commands, though. We're gonna equip Dancing Dagger on Edward, and that's not fantastic damage. We're probably gonna... This is looking like a 4 round. You can get them in 3 rounds if the damage is pretty good. And that's Antlion.
Got another donation I can sneak in real fast.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I've got $10 from Lycros, who says Arby's forever, and that puts Arby's back in the lead for Edward's name.
Ooh, we got a little bid war going on. I like it. Thank you. Alright, now just gotta leave. Nothing else to do in this cave other than run away from things. I am in a little bit of a pickle. Cecil's not doing so hot. I mean, he's probably okay. We're probably not gonna have any problems, but if he gets bopped, it's a little bit scary. Because then we have to get back to the hideout with just 2 people who don't have terribly high defense.
While we're heading out of Antlion, I have another donation.
Ooh.
I got $35 from Ian Keith, who says, "I too like nice numbers. I'm renaming Edward Kane. So now Kane is leading with $35 over Arby's at 30 and Best Boy at 25.
Thank you, Ian. I'm gonna get so confused. This is gonna be funny. Or tragic. Tragically funny.
That does put our current donation total at $69.69. So
yo, we did it! Alright, so we're gonna go and fight a little little tiny fight, and as soon as that fight is done and it fades out after that, we're gonna cut off the names for Edward and Vanilla Rosa. Oh, we don't stop there this time. I think the music in this game is very, very, very good. Unfortunately, I think that's the most we get to hear of the of Rose's theme in the run. We might get to hear more in the Tower of Zod. I don't remember, but we don't get to hear very much of it. And now Edward's going to play a little bit. Oh no, but the audience is not liking it. Alright, so we have a boss battle, effectively. All we have to do is hold A. Edward's going to attack Water Hag 3 times, going to deal damage 3 times, and that's all it's going to take. This Water Hag actually has an enormous amount of HP, but he has a storyline death where after he takes damage 3 times, you'll see. This is actually a very scary battle sometimes. Vanilla, you can actually lose it. Edward's default weapon, the Dreamer, has a ridiculously low hit rate, and if it doesn't actually hit, like cause damage when he hits, it doesn't count as a hit. Yeah, he just goes arg and dies. It's pretty great. Like, dying in that battle in the regular game is not a thing that happens often, but it can happen, and when it does... I think it happened to me a couple of times as a kid, and I got really, really angry. It just occurred to me that this game is almost 30 years old.
Don't remind me, I'm older than this game, so...
Me too. I've been playing it for almost 30 years. Alright, so we need names for Edward and Rydia. Or, I'm sorry, Edward and Rosa. I'm already getting the names backwards. Oh boy.
We did have 2 donations that came in right there at the very end. The first one from our favorite Oscar424, who just says Best Boy. So Edward is going to be Best Boy. Capital B-S-T, capital B-O-Y.
B-S-T-B-O-Y?
Yes. And then we had an anonymous $30 donation that renamed Rosa to Wendy's. W-E-N-D-Y-S.
Very nice. Thank you very much for donating for that.
And those donations do put us over $7,000 for the marathon.
Oh, wow.
$7,030. Thank you so much, everybody.
That's so impressive. I don't even care about that guy who wouldn't get out of my way. That is fantastic. You all are awesome. Thank you.
I also want to thank everybody for not confusing us the rest of the run, because yay!
Alright, so it's very important that we park the hovercraft to the left of the entrance of the mountain, because the hovercraft's location is stored in the game's memory in a very special spot. And that very special spot can ruin everything later if we do it wrong. Alright, so Rosa just learned fire, which is weird, because... you know, alright, we're gonna safety save real quick because Mom Bomb isn't scary, but things have happened. Was that no encounters? I think that was no encounters.
That was indeed no encounter.
Wow. Yeah, that was cool. The run is blessed.
This is what happened to Step Route.
Wow, and that was some good first kick damage for Yang. This is Yang. Well, sometimes he misses. He's gonna fight by himself for these first 3, so we just kind of have to wait for him to do it. We usually hope that this takes 3 rounds, and it has. I've seen it take much longer. I mean, it can take like 5 or 6 rounds sometimes. Now we need to do 800 damage to this boss to get it to change from its first phase, where it pretty much just punches us a bunch. That's 330 or something. Probably 5 something. I'm gonna say that's not enough. Alright, that's definitely enough. They're gonna wait for the transformation, wait for a message. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, go! And, oh, Iridia's down. That's not good. We're gonna Dancing Dagger the Grey Bombs, and we're gonna try to attack the other ones, and as soon as Wendy's comes up here, we're gonna use that life potion on Rosa. Oh no! Best Boy got bopped. That's really bad because he's the one we really want to have the experience. Yeah, I was slow on the menu there. This might actually be, you know what? That's not gonna happen. We gotta do that again. And that's why we safety save. My inputs on that were much slower than they needed to be also. We got some bad luck on that, but yeah, it went both ways. Alright, Yang, 3 rounds, one more time. Yeah, that's good kick damage. When a kick does less than 20 damage to somebody, it kind of gets scary. Oh, we missed again.
And if Yang stopped targeting the back row, he'd probably be able to hit.
That's true. Alright, let's do it. Miss, that's what I like to see. 25... 38, oh my goodness, math is hard. Oh, I think that was enough. It was enough. Give me some Yang. Okay. Alright, everybody's alive. That's great. All we need is for Best Boy to not hide, which he decided not to. Playing a little bit of a dangerous game here. Yeah, and ooh, Okay, we're good. Alright, so having Best Boy alive here will mean he gets a level at the end of the battle, which makes the oncoming, actually very scary thing ever so slightly less scary.
Whatsoever could you be talking about?
So after we get out of here, we're gonna go to Yang's home, which is a place called Fabul. And when we go to Fabul, we're gonna talk to the king and find out that all the people that just invisibly blew up Damsian are on their way to Fabul to do the same thing, and we're gonna try to stop them. And I took a step down for some reason there. We need to hold right. That so for that battle, we're gonna have nobody but Cecil, Yang, and Edward. Edward is really our only damage, and he's again like Rosa was earlier. A little bit of a glass cannon, so we really need Best Boy to not get hit when we're doing this. And there's a way we're gonna try to make that happen. Real quick, we're gonna do a quick save. Probably a little. Maybe a little bit too safe to take another save there, but it's already helped us once. Who is Cecil? That's a great question. I don't know who Cecil is either. All I know is Palom.
So this is a story of Palom and his girlfriend Wendy's. They ran into a young girl named Rosa. And then there's a bard named Best Boy. Or there's a dragon named Dragon hanging out somewhere in the world. We just don't know where he is right now.
Yeah, I think we'll be bumping into them, and probably at the end of the game. Alright, so here's Fabul. We're gonna stop here, go into the custom menu, change battle message to 2. And the reason for that is, I didn't say it earlier, but battle speed and battle message control the pacing of the battle to a degree. Setting them as low as you can go makes them go faster, but for this, we need a tiny little bit of time while the can't run message is on the screen. So if we change the battle message to 2, we get a little bit more time. And the reason for that is we need to enter in Edward's Dancing Dagger attack completely while that thing is on the screen in order to be able to use it before we get attacked by enemies. And we're going to have 6 battles in here with no menuing in between, which we don't really have any items or healing spells, so the menuing wouldn't do a whole lot of good anyway. But we still have to get through these 6 battles pretty much back to back to back. And there's a couple things we have to do in them also. Here's the can't run. It's as soon as it comes up, you do can't run, and then just real quick target the enemy and use it real fast. And if you don't do it fast enough, the general goes charge before you even get the first attack off. And unfortunately, Palom and Yang did not even do enough damage that time. So Best Boy had to step in and finish the job there. Really is the best.
Yeah, Best Boy showing them how it's done.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's going to be our best character down the road, isn't he?
Yeah, I have a feeling he'll be part of our party for a nice long time, and we'll have a nice stable group where we'll go around and do everything in the world. It'll be great. Yeah, we're just not getting them rolls today. Okay, 2 fights down, 4 to go. Very nice. Not quite as nice, but you know, I'll take it. Oh, here's the thing we need to do. I'm not going to do it right now, though. We need to do a little thing with Yang's inventory. Alright, so we're through 3 of the battles. We got 3 left. Thankfully, all 3 of them like come pretty quickly. Oh, perfect. I get Yang's turn, so I can do this. I have to be very careful about doing that because I don't know the effects of what I just did, and then selecting the incorrect slot. We'll see what really happened in a minute.
Yeah, it's setting up a manipulation for further down in the game.
Yeah, it's the same duplication trick that we did in during the Mist Dragon. Slightly different. Instead of doing it across 2 characters, we did it on 1. Alright, that's the last battle.
You survived the gauntlet.
We did. We're all done. That's it. We don't have any more anything to worry about. Oh hey, it's Dragoon. I'm sorry, Dragon. There's Dragon, the Dragoon. Oh, and we're fighting him. So the idea here,
fighting your best friend.
Yeah, I mean we're just you know sparring, right? Ooh, that was really low damage. We want him to hit hard because now he's gonna ask. We're gonna have this "what's wrong" conversation and a ha, and he's gonna jump, and then there's gonna be a thing. Normally he would just yell ha, jump, and then the battle's over. Lose a little bit of time on that. It's kind of RNG. Okay, so that's the actual end of the Fabu Gauntlet. We're going to be renaming Yang pretty soon, so if you want to get a snipe in on whatever Yang's name currently is, this is your last chance. And here's the guy with the organ music.
Yang is currently named Booper at $25. Still trying to get in a quick snipe of that. I do have a quick donation if I've got time for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've got $44 from Xylos, who says, "Sadly, I can't stick around for the entire live run, but wanted to say good luck, and thanks to Wag and Fastest First for showcasing one of my favorite games."
Thank you, Xylos. I guess everybody's hungry because they're just thinking Wendy's here. They're really hungry. Look at them.
So will this be the time to pause to run and run out to Wendy's real fast?
For all of you, you can do that, especially since, you know, mobile devices are so good with, you know, being able to watch marathons on them and everything now. So feel free. Definitely pick some up for me because I'm hungry. But really, the real secret is making your own sandwiches. Okay, so as soon as we're done talking to the king, we're going to cut off Yang's naming incentive, which is going to be in a couple of seconds, and I have some menuing to do. Okay, first things first, we're going to remove Yang's Fire Claw, We're gonna equip the Fire Claw, remove the Fire Claw, equip nothing. Oh, it's a Fire Claw. And then, I don't know what's going on there, but whatever it is, it just happened. Equip the Black Sword, custom back to 1, and let's get out of here. Okay, now we're gonna go rename Yang now. So what is the lucky winner of the battle of the? Well, I guess it's the Battle of Booper.
Yeah, it's just Booper. Booper.
Booper. All right.
Just a reminder, we still have 4 names left to go. We have Tella, Palom, Porum, and Sid. 3 of those 4 names, the highest number for those is $11. So plenty of room to type a name if you want it.
Ooh, and Palom and Porum come together as a set, so if you want to, like, if anybody wants to, like, get 2 characters, you almost get, like, 12 characters, like, 12-letter characters out of names that way, if you want to do, like, a connected name or something like that. Hint, hint. We've still got a little bit of time before they get cut off, but it is going to be pretty close to when we get off of this boat. Alright, so, like in many Final Fantasy games, we get a boat. Unlike in many Final Fantasy games, it does not have random encounters. It does have some story sequences that pop up while you're sailing around. Also, unfortunately, you do not get to control the boat either. The other Final Fantasy games, especially 1, you get to control the boat when you get it, but I'm just kind of watching it happen. But it's a nice ride. There's no random monsters, no nothing. It's pretty alright. And there's a whirlpool. It's no big deal. Just Leviathan. It's alright. It's no big deal. Everybody's falling overboard. It's no big deal. Best boy is down. Everything's fine. It's all okay. Everything's alright, right? No random encounters? Yeah, just a little Leviathan. It's still good. It's still good. Alright, well, now we're just by ourselves. We don't even have a boat anymore. So here's the town from the beginning of the game where we came and, well, this is the US version of the game, so we came and captured people. So we're gonna come back and be like, yeah, sorry about that. They're like, babysit these kids. The joke is that they're actually babysitting me. Alright, so we now have Palom and Porum as compared to the Palom that we've already gotten. But both of them will need to have different names, and you have about a minute to get those in the meantime, I have some very important buying that I need to do, and I messed this up the last several times I did it, so I'm going to be staring at my notes very closely for this. So give me one moment here. Sell those. Buy.
While you're showing your notes, I do have 3 donations that have come in towards names.
Oh, fantastic! And as soon as you're done reading those donations, let me know what the name for Palom Emporium is.
Well, I've got Lycros who donated $10 to name Porum not Sid, which put Porum into a tie with Palom at $10. Then I've got 2 different donations, one for $12, one for $11, by me because, I wanted to name some characters. And those will end up being our winning names. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, I'm ready right now. Thank you, everybody, for donating. Also, thank you for donating.
Palom is going to be Mac, M-A-C.
Mac. All right, so this is... Oh, no. I know where this is going. Is it going there?
It's going there.
Oh, tell me. Just say it.
Porum is going to be Cheese. C-H-E-E-S-E.
I'm so excited, I can't type. That's really cool. The first time I ever saw this route was at a run that was done at SGDQ in 2013 by Brosensha, who ran Monkey King a few games ago, and that was the first time I had ever seen this run done, and I was absolutely blown away by it, and I was like, man, I want to do that. And well, that was in 2013. It's 2021 now, so it's 8 years later, but hey, here we are. That was also an insanely good run to just go back and watch also. If you watch this and you're like, wow, this is pretty cool, look up SGDQ 2013. That was really good.
I can pretty much say any run that Brosensha does at any marathon is a good run to watch, because Brosensha is just awesome. Brosensha is the reason I got into trying to do hosting and stuff for marathons, so definitely inspired me. So
yeah, Brosensha is pretty great. However, Brosensha is also the reason why every time I start Final Fantasy XIV, all I can hear is like the theme song going like dogs fighting dogs, and I cannot wait for the new expansion just so I can get those lyrics out of my head. I have no idea if Brosensha remembers tweeting that or my slightly annoyed response that I half-jokingly sent. I very much doubt it, though, but I remember it because I remember it every time I start the game. Not this game, Final Fantasy XIV. Hey, let's talk about this game. So we're going up Man Ordeals because Dark Knight Palom needs to become no longer Dark Knight Palom. And in order to do that, he's got to climb this mountain and become his best self. Why is it called Final Fantasy if I've heard this joke before? I mean, this is the last Final Fantasy game. There weren't any made after this, were there? Even if I've mentioned them within the last couple of minutes, they don't actually exist.
No, we in no way, shape, or form have another Final Fantasy run of a Final Fantasy numbered 7 later on this marathon.
Oh yeah, the PC version of Final Fantasy VII, which we're totally not running tomorrow with Couch23, who is also a very accomplished Final Fantasy IV speedrunner, who has a very good time on this. I'm sure the FF7 run tomorrow is going to be like a must-see, so definitely catch that if you're able to, everybody. Oh, by the way, here's Tella.
Tella's back. With Tella rejoining our party, just a reminder, we still do have Tella's naming incentive open. Right now, only one name, Shushum, S-H-H-U-S, or sorry, S-H-H-S-U-M, at $50. So, $51 or more, you can snipe Tella's name.
All right. I know a few of you may have noticed that I have not picked up a carrot on the way up this mountain, and I'm just going to tell you right now, I've been trying to do carrot and trash can in an actual run for years at this point, and I've never done it one time. So I'm sorry. Not this time. All right, so we do need to do some equipping. A little bit on there. The first use of the change rod comes out. Do a safety save.
So Layer 20 on chat. Carrots are and trash cans not really marathon safe, so I understand the reasoning. It is swag though when you see it done.
Yeah, well, if you're relying on it, it's not marathon safe, but usually you can fall to a backup pretty easily. However, I am a hot mess, so we're just gonna go in and bombard this guy with cure potions after I move them up to the top of the thing. There we go. Getting into the menu and doing the cures right away is pretty important because there's a timer on this. We want to get all of the ghasts knocked out before Mylon tells them to attack. And as long as we do that, we won't have to worry about them attacking us. It actually makes the battle a lot more easy. Much easier. Increases the amount of easy.
I didn't think Mylon told his gas to attack. He probably sent his children out to play.
I mean, you know, you say potato, I say I don't want to deal with them. Now, I had Tella use fire there. Generally, you don't want to have Tella use fire. You just want to have him heal in case, well, what's going on now is happening. You don't want the twins to get bopped. The nice thing is you can, since they come in a pair, you can have one of them use an item, and then have the other one start the twin cast, and that way you can still have twin cast. Alright, hopefully we're hoping for flare out of that. It's kind of a coin flip. Yeah, this is getting a little dicey. Just an emergency, just in case cure 2. And since we're curing, I may as well just attack with Cecil. I really want to make sure Mylon doesn't... Oh yeah, he's very dead now. He got microwaved.
Oh, my body.
Alright, so a couple things we got to do now is... Everybody needs a heal. Oh, unless they didn't have any damage. We need to ether the twins. And then, you know, Palom looks... Oh, that was almost bad. We also want to change rows, because the next guy attacks us from behind. So the reason I put Piggy on Palom there is how this game deals with item or status ailments. You can only generally have a limited number of status ailments in this game because they all take up a limited number of slots. So if you already have one status ailment and somebody tries to inflict another one on you, it won't work because you already have one. Blink first. Yes.
Yeah, I would say this is Piggy Pally Straps, but Palam's not a paladin yet, so.
And see, what you don't want to have happen is, well, that. You get this poisoned message. Heal. And the poison message is very slow, so you want to heal it. After you end up taking poison damage, you get this damage by poison thing that stays on the screen for a few seconds. Less damage there. Or less health remaining there. Oof. Not what we want to see. That's really not what we want to see. That's alright, though. That's very okay. Alright, so Mylon down. That is a scary battle a little bit. I wasn't quite prioritizing Tella the way I should have. Generally, you want to get Blink on the twins as fast as possible so that they can't get poisoned. And I started prioritizing having Tella do other things. So yeah, protecting the twins and just letting them cast Twin there is a nice way to sail through that fight. That reflection doesn't quite add up there.
It's fine. So we started a Dark Knight, we turned into a pig, and now we're a paladin.
Sometimes it's a long path to self-improvement. Alright, so we can't run buffer, equip a dancing dagger, and throw it over at... Oh, that's alright damage. We might get a 3-round here. Try to do it again. Oh, probably not a 3-round. Yeah, we'll go 4. So the official way to do this is to just let him attack you until the game realizes that you're just defending against him or not doing anything, and then the game gives you a little speech about doing the right thing and putting the needs of others before your desires for revenge, and about being a good person and all that kind of stuff. But we don't learn lessons, so we just threw a bunch of knives at him.
I say justice is not the only right in this world. Someday we will see.
That's pretty much exactly it. Yes. Not only are we a paladin, but Tella remembers all of his magic and gets a spell that rains meteors down upon his enemies. Because when I think of paladins, I think of dark magic that throws meteors on your enemies. I don't know. That magic that has destructive properties that, on a grand scale, that can mess things up.
It makes about as much sense as everything else so far.
Yeah, this game doesn't make a lot of sense. It's a lot more fun if you just stop thinking about it. But then it's not fun because you're not thinking about it, because thinking about it is the fun. I don't know what I just said, so if you don't either, that's alright. We're getting off of this mountain.
Well, while we're walking down the mountain, let me remind you, if you want to go back and try to figure out what Wag just said, if you missed a cool run or segment with your favorite host, or just want to watch the entire marathon again once it's over, all videos from the event are going to be posted to the Team Fastest Furs YouTube page shortly after it concludes. You can use the command !YouTube in chat for a link, and be sure to subscribe while you're there.
Alright, so a couple of things. I mentioned that we're going to do a couple things that we can't do because we're we're going to do a couple things you normally can't do if you're doing a step route. There's little things like jumping over the encounter tile to keep Damsune from blowing up. This is the other neat one. So in order to set up for the end of the game, there's a very specific series of things that needs to happen, and one of those very specific things is that when we get a chocobo, the last chocobo that we get before we try to end the game has to leave the screen in a very specific way. So there's a way to manipulate that by saving outside of a chocobo forest, reloading your game, frame perfect walking in, waiting just a moment, and then waiting for that chocobo to start walking back up. And now every time it'll leave off of the right hand side of the screen about 2 or 3 tiles lower than where Cecil's standing. And that's exactly what we want. Just like that. Oh, by the way, we need a name for Tella. I'm very sorry. I can stall for time a little bit if you need, but I need a name for Tella, like, as soon as it's able.
Tella is going to be Shushum. SHHSUM.
SHHSUL?
UM.
Oh, SUM. Okay.
Yes.
SHHSUM.
Correct.
All right.
Alright, so folks, your last chance to get a name in this game is going to be Sid, which you still have about, I'd say, what, 15 minutes, maybe a little less?
Maybe a little bit more. We'll see.
I'd say less. I got faith in you.
Oh, there's cutscenes and stuff too. After we first see Sid, we have to wait for him to argue with another character, and then argue with another character, and then wait for somebody else to have a conversation somewhere else, and some other stuff to happen.
Yeah, we gotta wait for the plot to happen. That's basically the long and short of it.
Yeah, so it'll be about 15 minutes, but you want to do that sooner rather than later. So get those donations in as soon as possible. If you see the slight pauses in the screen as I'm button mashing, that means I'm button mashing too fast. If I slow down a little bit, it'll scroll up a little bit more smoothly. I'm trying to kind of adjust that a little bit on the fly. Alright, so we're not doing anything else in this town. We're just going to leave. We're going on the Serpent Road here. This is a pretty good song, so I'm just going to let it play. Oh, that's my jam. Alright, so let's go into the Baron Inn. No reason in particular. And, oh look, it's Booper. Hi Booper, what's up? Oh. We're gonna fight. Okay, so... all we're gonna do here is real quick, we're gonna equip him with dancing and use that. And here, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to wait for Booper to attack us a couple of times. I am going to take a moment to move an item down in inventory because I want the another item to take that spot in a minute. And everybody's dead except for Palom, and that's okay. Because we don't get any experience from that battle, so it doesn't matter. And also, we're about to get healed. So we have a minute or so for a story. If you have any donations or anything to broadcast out to the many ears listening.
No new donations at this time, but just a reminder that Fastest First Spring Spectacular is raising money for OR, the Organization for Autism Research. Since 2008, OR has awarded more than $1 million in scholarships to individuals with an autism spectrum diagnosis for their post-secondary education. They also produce helpful resources to assist individuals seeking employment, as well as for businesses looking to hire them. All of these resources are available free of charge for those affected by autism. For more information, you can visit their website at www.researchautism.org or use the command !charity in chat.
I have another buying little shopping trip to do, and I really want to put emphasis that the shoppings are very specific, and if I do them wrong and don't realize it, then it pretty much means that when we get to the end of the run to put everything together and bring it all back and pretty much get to the end, it's just not going to work. So there is a very real chance that the run, we're going to get to the end of it, and it's just going to be dead. So getting the shopping trips done correctly is very important. We really like our cure rods. Is it that number? I'm pretty sure it's that number. Is it that number? Where is it? There it is. All right. Yeah, that's a big one. You don't want to mess that up. I might get like... If I keep running this, I might just get like 58 and 68 tattooed to the back of my hand just so I can use it for reference. Ooh, and this is a pretty nasty back attack. Everybody's gonna get a free hit. The alligator and crocodile get double hits, and sometimes I think the crocodile will actually get 2 rounds of 2 hits.
Yeah, that's one of the encounters you do not want to see in here. Especially back attack.
Yeah, it's not fantastic. But that's okay. They live here. We're invading their space technically. This is pretty much them agreeing with that statement. You shouldn't be here.
Like, go away.
At least their aim is bad.
Like, we didn't listen to the Mist Dragon at the beginning of the seed. Why would we listen to you?
Yeah, we don't listen to anybody else. We just do what we want. That's the fantasy. Yeah, see you later, alligator, after a while, crocodile.
I feel like we made this joke last run.
Alright, so we're coming up to a couple of boss battles. So before that, we're going to do some equipping, some saving, some switching around, a bunch of menu stuff. No, I do not equip that character. I equip this character. Cry is way down there, and Paladin. Equip. Right hand gets an ice. I believe it's nice. This is yeah, right. Headband, Cry Silver Arm, and one thing I gave him a karate, but I think he wants, no, he wants karate. Alright. One other thing we want to do is Tella wants a change rod.
Form something nice?
What's that?
Till I get something nice?
Yeah, he can have something nice as a treat. Switch them around. All right, now we're gonna do something with Tella. We just want to heal the party. Oh, we want to heal the party. I want to heal the party more, so I'm just gonna ignore our MP limitation. Just do that, and then we're gonna safety save. So what happened was this game doesn't really, if you haven't noticed from the item duplications that we've done, where we just switch things around, just pretty not, like, we're doing it specifically, but it's not in a particular way that seems like a way that you shouldn't be able to do things. This game doesn't really keep track of menus terribly well. So one of the things you can do with that is you can tell the game, hey, I'm going to cast this spell, select the spell, actually go to a cheaper spell, and then move back and hit the confirm button on the same frame, and it'll try to cast the other spell. So if the spell you're actually casting costs you more MP than you have, then it'll cause your MP to go negative. Hey, look, there's that corner again. And here's a battle with Baigen. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he joins the party. We're not fighting him. We're not fighting him at all. What am I saying?
And the Chief Guard of Baron, Baigen, has joined the party.
Yo, he's the Chief Guard. He's legit.
Also, notice how it's the two youngest members of the party. He's like, wait a minute.
Cover. Oh, I didn't want him to get hit, but that's okay. Change. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh, that was really bad. That might just automatically be a reset. Yeah, I targeted the. I targeted my. I targeted the wrong person.
This is why we safety save.
Exactly.
At least we had already equipped all of our characters with the wonderful prizes that they get. But speaking of prizes, all weekend long, your donations to OR get you entered to win daily prizes offered by members of the Fastest First community. When donating, please be sure to sign up for a speedrun.com account or include your Twitch username so we can easily identify you in the prize drawing. You can use the command !prizes in chat to see a full list.
That was a top-notch segue.
I'm taking a bow just so no one can see it because computer.
Oh, we get a bonus corner. Look at that. Run is truly blessed. Okay, I'm gonna probably try to explain what's going on the screen a little bit less this time, because need to focus a little bit.
Yeah, for the most part, we're setting up for the next battle. We are wanting to cover our Tella, that way Tella does not get, or Shushum, I should say at this point. But that way Shushum does not get hit by Baigen's attack. We are going to have mac and cheese on the floor because we just don't want them taking turns. It's going to get in the way. We are more setting up for the very next fight. But Shushum, again, with that MP manipulation we did.
I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay.
That gives us the MP for Tella to use that wonderful media that we learned up on our deals.
Alright, thank you. Yeah, so since we kind of tricked the game into thinking, or into using more MP than Tella actually has, the game, while we're in battles, thinks that he has effectively unlimited MP, so we can cast whatever we want with, I've been saying the wrong name for a while. We have to, with Shushum, like, pretty much as much as we want. Alright, we want to make sure everybody's healed. Except for Booper. Booper doesn't need to be healed.
Yeah, mac and cheese stay on the floor. Booper doesn't need to be healed. The only people we need to care about right now is Paladin and Shushum. But the true King of Perrin was a turtle.
The idea here is we want the Lit 3 to get off before, or to start casting before he gathers the water. Switch out to the Legend Sword. And maybe... Alright. Not quite the way you want to see it, but I'll take that.
We got there in the end. That's all that mattered.
Yeah, ideally, Tella just zaps him and, Shushum zaps him and just does like 4,000 damage and the battle's over. Sometimes you have to queue up another Lit 3. That's okay. The only thing is just don't let Shushum die. As long as they're alive, you can power through the battle. It's not a problem. Oh, by the way, we have another character. He's just kind of chilling there. That's Sid. He's our last character. That's our last naming incentive. So after we take off in the airship, we're going to cut that naming incentive off. So you have a couple of minutes left. But first, we have a very special moment.
We did have a donation came in from a Grillin, $20 to put the name for Sid as Lid, L-I-D, and that's currently in the lead. So if you want to change that, you've got maybe a minute and a half.
So, y'all won't believe what I had for dinner tonight.
Was it mac and cheese?
It was mac and cheese. In fact, the bowl of it is still next to me. Now, unfortunately, our mac and cheese is now cold and hard and not really edible.
A little too stony for my taste.
Yeah. Needs a lot of salt. Alright. Meanwhile... Alright, we're gonna get the airship now. By the way, we're getting an airship. So the dancing daggers that we've been using in the game, technically you're not supposed to be able to get them before now, pretty much. Before you can fly to where Mist is and go back into the village and re-enter and go to the store normally. Same thing with the tiara and the change rod. By the way, we're taking off in our airship. We're going to be naming Sid in a moment, so it is the literal last minute if you want to get a snipe in.
I'm doing one last refresh, but it looks like our name is going to be Lid, L-I-D. And thank you everyone who has donated for names across this entire run. We do appreciate it, putting us currently at a total of $7,127.
Oh, wow. Oh, look at that ship that's just flying off. It looked just like ours. Slightly different paint job, but other than that, it looked like the same model. Okay, so we're gonna rename Sid. Just to confirm, it is Lid, right? L-I-D?
Correct. L-I-D.
All right. Lid it is, and this is our last naming incentive. Thank you very much, everybody, for donating for these. And there we have it. Alright, so now we're going to Troria. I don't know how to say the name of the town, but we're going there.
Troya.
Alright, there we go. I've been playing this game for 30 years, and I do not know how to say the names of the places I'm going.
It's okay, I still mess them up too, so...
Yeah. I safety saved there because I'm nervous. There is no battle in here, and we're going to save again before there ever is a battle. But we're going to go in here and just see if there's anybody in here we know. And oh, look, it's Best Boy. They looked like they were awake until we turned the corner, and then they put their head down. Alright, so we're going to get an item from Best Boy that helps us with the next boss battle. In the meantime, though, to get out of here, it's faster to cast Exit than it is to walk, but because Shukum was MP glitched, the game doesn't let you cast spells from the menu like that, so we have to give him an Ether, and that way we can just cast Exit. And now there's a Chocobo Forest up to the north that has the Black Chocobo, and that one lets you fly. And we need that to get over to the next area, so we're just going to walk up and grab one. And we're going to get into an attack. Oh, something important to note here. The only character that matters right now is Lid. Everybody else can be dead, that's fine. Lid is the only one that matters. If Lid goes down, then everybody goes down. And the reason for that is because of how the next dungeon works. If you are equipped with an item that is flagged as metallic, I am not having a good day in catching chocobos. If you're wearing an item that's flagged as metallic, it will weigh you down, and you will not be able to do anything in battle. You'll effectively be dead. Lid does not come equipped with any metallic items, so as long as Lid is alive, we're alive. And there's not really any battles in here that we're really worried about Lid getting like he'll live. We're okay. Even like if we get a couple of bad back attacks, they'll be slow, but he should survive them. And other than that, we're just going to be walking.
Yeah, while we're walking down, let me just remind why we are done with our bid wars for the characters in this game. We do still have bid wars for stuff for tomorrow. We've got the Colin McCree Rally 2005 car bid war. Choices between the Citroen Zara, the Ford Focus, the Lancer, the Peugeot 206, and the Subaru Impreza. The Impreza is currently in the lead.
Oh, nice.
Got a bid war for Yoshi's color in Yoshi's Story: blue, cyan, green, pink, red, or yellow. Cyan's currently in the lead. And we do still have the 2 goals outstanding for tomorrow: the Sonic the Hedgehog Runner Fursuit Cam at $225 and the $300 that we need. And the bonus game of Sonic Advance 3 is at $101 and $1,000 that it needs. So still some time before we get to those, but we definitely would like to hit those sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that fursuit run. I'm also kind of excited for Colin McRae Racing because I have a Subaru Impreza, and I just like looking at cars that I know. Of course, if you don't want to see... Oh, I'm sorry.
So poor Palom taking a nap.
Palom's tired. Palom's done a lot. That said, I said we didn't have anything to worry about, and I don't think I've ever had both of those characters actually get killed on the way through this dungeon before, so I am a little scared. We did safety save outside, though, so really there's not much to worry about.
In Leda we trust.
If that was a back attack, I would be very worried, but it was not. So there's no more enemy encounters. We're just going to walk up to, well, not quite up to that guy, because remember how we took that iron thing earlier off of Kane? Well, we're going to put it on Lid, and since it's flagged as a metal item, he's going to go down. And we immediately lose that battle, and we game over, and unfortunately the run's over.
Yep, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
No, this is we get to do a fun thing now. See, Edward is gonna crawl over to his harp. He's barely able to get out of bed, but he will have none of the lip from these doctors, and he's gonna play he's gonna play the twin harp, and we get to listen to what song he's gonna play. So I'll be quiet to listen for it. Ooh. I believe that is I think this is Edward's theme from Final Fantasy IV that we're listening to.
Yeah, I think we forgot to randomize the twin harp song in this one.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. All right, so in one of the randomizers in Free Enterprise, if you don't know what we're talking about, it actually randomizes the song that Edward plays there to one of an enormous number of different songs that people have converted from MIDI into the game's format.
238, I believe, is the number.
Yeah, it's amazing. So for this battle, we just want to have everybody attack, except for Shushum. I'm sorry, I keep on tripping on the name. Shushum is first gonna weak Lid because now we don't want Lid to live anymore. So just for this battle, and we wait for that. Tella's gonna cast weak after the boss transforms. After we do enough damage, we want Booper to get popped, and then literally anybody just has to poke Dark Elf for like a couple of damage. And that's a Dark Elf fight. And thank you, best boy. Oh, an important thing, you have to grab the crystal there. If you don't grab the crystal, you can go back to Troya, and you'll have to come right back here and get the crystal again. That is a long walk, and we don't want to do that. So after we get out of there, we're going to go in, we're going to ether Tella. Oh, Tella wasn't underfloat. I don't know why I ethered him. Well, he's healthier now.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory and not wanting to do the wrong thing. Alright, so we could walk back to town, but I don't want to walk back to town. I want to fly back to town. And it might take me a while to do it. There we go. You caught a different plane. You know what? I don't really want to walk back to town. It's healthier, or I don't really want to fly back to town. It's healthier to walk. We need some exercise, so I'm gonna walk this way.
So what we're actually doing is we're setting that black chocobo down in a certain spot on the world to help set up a manipulation that we'll be doing later towards the very end of the run.
Oh, ma'am, thank you. All right. Yeah, the X coordinate of the black chocobo is very important there. The Y coordinate is also important. I'm saying the specific coordinates for it, but they're it determines what happens when we walk through a room at another point. Right here, I want to make sure that before I teleport, I want to make sure that Both of my surviving party members are healthy, because they're going to be going directly into a couple more battles, and we're going to be going into the Tower of Zot. And before we do that, we're going to safety save. Whoops. Oh no!
This game really likes its towers.
Yeah, every castle's got a couple of towers. There's Tower of Babil, which has 2 parts. There's the Tower of Zot. There's mountains that feel like towers. Alright, so we have to get to the top of this tower to save whatever we named Rosa to. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Rosa is... I don't remember. Oh, Wendy's.
Yeah.
Wendy's.
Rosa's
Wendy's.
Wait, alright, we have to save Wendy's. How could I forget Wendy's? I'm so sorry.
Hey, public grind.
Yeah. So, we're gonna go save Wendy's, but on the way up, we need to make a couple of stops. This first stop can go wrong, like many other battles. We're gonna open this treasure chest because there's a fire sword inside of it. There is not only a fire sword inside of it, there is also a fire dog. So we're gonna have to beat up the fire dog to take his fire sword.
But he's such a good doggo.
And I usually come very close to dying in this battle, so we're gonna heal up to like 100%. Okay, and
Flame Dog can be mean some days.
Okay, we're good. I just need one spell and that's it. Alright, we got the fire sword. Yeah, that was real close. I'm just gonna safety heal real quick.
Chat pointing out they missed a naming opportunity. Instead of it being Flame Dog, it should have been Hot Dog.
Oof. Alright. Hey, I'll take 2 misses in a row. Whatever keeps me alive. Alright, so got a couple more floors to go. Really, the object of the game right now is just don't die.
While we're climbing the tower, I can remind everybody that if you use the command !merch in chat, it'll give you a link to our Team Fastest First store through Designed by Humans. There you can pick up shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more, all with the Spring Spectacular Marathon logo designed by the amazingly talented Tropical Step. All proceeds from Spring Spectacular merch will be donated to OR on all sales through May 31st, so be sure to check it out now.
Okay, we're gonna need to do a quick, just do a quick heal. And a quick overheal. Yeah, that'll get everybody. Hop in, do a safety save. Alright, so this is the Mega Sisters fight. probably saw me underflow the MP there, so you can probably figure out exactly what I'm going to do when this starts. But the timing is very particular. You want to cover Teller right away. You ideally want to go into his menu and select the spell right away also. Okay, and I'm pretty sure we're safe from this point. Let's do a quick little item thingy with Cecil. Yeah, we just gotta chill away from the do Delta attack. Alright, and that's Mega Sisters.
You might be thinking, we're not quite at the halfway point in the game. We haven't even been underground yet. But there's only 30 minutes or so left in the estimate. How can we be this close to the end of the game?
Yeah, that's a great question. So let's not answer it.
I was going to say, this is the part of the game where you want to buckle up and hang on, because we're about to have a lot of fun.
Yeah. I also want to point out that Shushum shoved Palom out of the way in the beginning of the game when Shushum was trying to go find Golbez. And Shushum did it again. This guy is just real not happy with Golbez. He's pulling out all the spells. You probably keep track of how much MP he's spending normally and be like, wow, he doesn't have enough to do this normally. It's a good thing we underflowed him.
Yeah, by my count, he's spent 110 MP already, and he only had 90 to start with, 100 once you go to the Summer Drop. If you find a Summer Drop, which you can't find in the US version. So.
No way.
Also, for reasons unbeknownst to us, even though Shushum has cast this twice already, he's not going to survive this cast.
Yeah, you only get to cast that spell twice. Third strike and you're out. I do have to admit, we had the Golbez sprite in that battle. As a kid, that sprite scared me so much. I had nightmares over Golbez popping out of various spots in my house and just jumping out at me for like years after that. I think I was a teenager before I got over that. That is one of the like scariest and coolest sprite images in any game, as far as I'm concerned.
I just had a very terrifying thought.
Uh-oh.
Golbez jumping out of things made me start thinking about Among Us for some reason, and Golbez popping out of vents in Among Us to kill you.
Oh my god.
So if there's any Among Us modders out there, if you like mod a sprite pack for FF4 characters, that would be absolutely awesome.
All right, so we wanted some Wendy's and we found some Wendy's.
Because we have saved Dragon and Wendy's.
Ooh, comparing them to the Lufia Sinistral sprites, that's pretty dead on too. Yeah, Golbez and they have a lot of the same energy. All right, so we're going to have a little bit of a menuing party here, and I'm going to take my time to just make sure that I didn't mess up anything up here. Because the Valvalis fight is a little dicey. I kind of take my time with the fight. There's an optimal way to do it. But the timing is very tight, so we'll see how it goes. We need to equip. No, we don't need to hit equip. There we go. No, first we need to equip Cecil with the fire sword, and then there's two of them. I don't know why. But we're going to take one of those two of them and put it on Kane. Actually, I do know exactly why. It's because that was the little duplication thing we did during the during Mega Sisters. He doesn't get anything other than silver, right? Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Equip, Rosa. Alright, it's Rosa, revive. We need to heal Cecil. We switch. That's good form. We're healed. Alright, let's do it. So the thing about Valvalis is Valvalis starts spinning and will just start casting weak and ray on your party, which ray turns your characters to stone. We're actually okay with that. We're gonna wait a moment for Kane to come down. So when Kane does the jump, it breaks the spin, so you can just have a regular battle for a little while after that. But getting Kane up and jumping at particular times is pretty important. Because once the spin starts, you want to stop it. Ideally here I would have Kane attack, but I also want extra damage from jumping, so I'm kind of just letting him jump anyway.
Yeah, extra damage might not seem like much, but it can add up and make this fight a little bit faster, a little bit easier.
Alright, definitely want to get this next jump up. Transformation's going to happen first. Chill for a second. Actually, instead of chilling for a second, let's heal the Cecil that is almost turned to stone. Who's actually turned to stone. Oh, that couldn't have had a better target for that damage. I am so happy. Right. So Cecil's tanking all of our damage because... Oh, Cecil's great like that, so we just have to heal Cecil. Alright, I wanted that jump to be a little bit more delayed. That's okay. Oh, so alright, so Cecil's gonna use a dancing dagger here, and it's actually gonna get stuck.
This is one of the best visual glitches that I love in this game.
Oh, wow. I did not realize I was as far in that fight as I was. I thought I still had a good stretch to go. Alright, so we're out of here now. We're back in Baron Castle. We have our whole party rescued. Dragon's got a story to tell. We're gonna listen to it. It's gonna be about going to getting a rock and not knowing what to do with it. Fortunately, we've played this game before, so we know exactly what we're gonna do with that. So all of us are just gonna go take a field trip. We're gonna go to a volcano.
I like volcanoes.
Or a mountain. I guess it doesn't count. It may not count as a volcano, but whatever it is, we're going there.
And we have a nice full party again, and nothing's going to happen to any of our characters from here on out, right?
Absolutely not. And not only that, hey, look, it's that corner again. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing that corner anymore. It is the last time we will see the corner in the run. Goodbye, corner.
Bye, corner.
Alright, unnecessary safety save from Nerves. That one's a little bit less unnecessary because we're not going to save again before we go underground. And once we're underground, we're underground. There's no coming back. So if I go underground and realize, oh no, I need to do something else above ground to make something work, then that's the only way we have to do it. Thankfully, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
From everything I know about this run, I think everything looks like it's set up properly.
Yeah.
But again, I've never run the run myself. I've only watched enough people play it, so...
Oh yeah, I always like every time it's wrong, I always think it's right, and I'm just like, yeah, we're great. And then something happens, I'm like, oh no, I didn't do a thing. But that's okay, we're all along for the ride together. So even if it crashes and burns, we're doing it together. Of course, this is where you all start saying, hey, don't crash the airship. We're on the airship together, please don't crash it.
Crash the airship into the castle, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, we're not really. I guess it is going to crash, but it's not our fault. It's this war that we accidentally flew into. Alright, so we got one more save. This is it. After this, it's all just driving forward, no looking back. We're going to switch those two, do a save, and we're going to go into this console, and we're going to start counting. Who likes counting? I like counting. Let's start with 1, and now let's say 2. And now let's wait for her to get out of the way and go through here, and we're going to say 3, and now we're going to say 4. Now we're going to say 5, and in case there's a desync between the commentary and the game feed, the odd numbers are in the throne room, and the even numbers are in the room below it. And that's 11, this is 12, this is 13, this is 14, 15, 16. Our target is 64, and we're on 18, so we're more than a quarter of the way there. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. If you want to read any donations, I can count quietly. 27, 28, 29.
I don't have anything new right now. Just a reminder, all your donations are going to be benefiting the Organization for Autism Research, or is a donations will be put to immediate use to fund research, deliver resources, and support their major programs. 83 cents out of every dollar you contribute directly funds their programs, and all donations are fully tax deductible. For more information, please visit www.researchautism.org or use the command !charity in chat.
Did you all keep count?
I'm resisting the urge to just say random numbers out loud.
Did any of you keep count? Because I did. 53, 54, 55.
Almost there.
57, 58, 59, 60, 61, here we go, 62, here we go, 63, here we go, and well, we're going to talk to the king first. Alright, so we don't need Lid. Lid's gonna go do something to the airship, and we're never gonna see him again. But Booper's Spydar went off and thinks that somebody is spying on them, and the king's like, "Oh, there's nobody here." So Booper's like, "I know we just met, and this is crazy, but I think somebody's listening, so let me into your secret throne room, maybe." And it turns out somebody was listening, and it's these dolls.
The king didn't want to let you back there because he didn't want anyone to know he was playing with his dolls again.
I absolutely didn't see him playing with his dolls again. Yeah, chat says this doll creeped people out as a kid. These dolls still creep me out. The fully formed one that we are hopefully not gonna see is super creepy.
No love for the big doll?
Nah, it's super creepy. I'm mostly gonna try to focus on this, but the idea is we want to kill both groups of them at the same time, because if we don't, and one of the groups notices that the other group is dead, they will revive all of them and form into the Megazord, and then we'll have to take it down.
Yeah, we don't want to deal with Calbrenna. Calbrenna is a big, bad, not fun doll.
This damage is not fantastic. First let's do that one.
Oh no, we're all muted. What happened?
I don't want to listen to him anymore. So yeah, I muted him for fun. I might have just done a bad thing, so hold on to your seats. Hold on. Come on. Oh, that's bad. How did that not transform? I will take that. Oh, wow. The game just gave me a gift that I did not deserve.
Yeah, that was a very lucky Calbrenna there. Normally, once it's down to one doll, you get maybe one attack if you're lucky, and then it's like, oh wait, there's no other dolls. I'm turning into a big doll. We got 3, and still got through. So, fortunately, that makes us mostly free. You just hold down and A, and King takes off, and then we give Cecil the fire sword. However, there is a much more important thing to be doing at this time. I'm going to be doing a lot of menuing, and it's going to be very disorganized, very cluttered, and it's going to be very weird, and you're not going to know what's going on if you don't know what's going on. But just know this, it's very important. Right now, Lola's just going to yell at us, be like, ha ha ha, I've got you now. And we're going to be like, yeah, give us a second, Lola's, we need to do some things around things.
Wait till you see. Wait till we see what? If I stay in the menu, we'll never find out. Alright. Okay, I know I'm killing a lot of time here, but I want to double check everything and then just exit out and take a deep breath for a moment. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're good here.
Yeah, all this being doing is to set up for what we're going to be doing after this fight, which is how we're going to be able to get to the end of the game very quickly.
Yeah, we just kind of let the snake do the thing, and then we get, and you, Palom. And me what? There's a dragon in the air, and there's a dragon blowing mist on you. So normally in this battle, that's not really supposed to happen. The reason why I put mute on my characters, the thing before that, is because in the beginning of this battle, Golbez uses an ability called Hold Gas, and when he uses Hold Gas, it pretty much stops your party from doing anything. But if you're muted, that's a status effect that takes the same slot as Hold Gas would, so you can pretty much still do stuff while all of that stuff is going on. So it's not a cutscene that you're just sitting through. You're actually able to do things through it, and we use that to beat Golbez before Rosa even shows up again, which normally you have to wait for Rosa to show up and heal you and do all kinds of stuff. That said, Golbez is persistent. You really got to give him a hand. He just doesn't stop. He'll just, you know,
I mean,
he just sees what he wants.
Why did no one decide to go up and like stomp on the hand or grab it and prevent it from the crystal? We just stand here and watch.
Yeah, they just watched him reach out and grab what he wanted. Hand. Alright, so we have one more very important thing to do, and that is to set the battle speed to that and the colors to that, and I think I'm pretty sure I didn't miscount, but I'm very paranoid because this is kind of a one-shot or do everything we just did all over again, and if we do that, then somebody might come in and say, hey, that's enough there. So we're going to try to do this first try. By the way, you can do that in a vanilla game too after you finish talking to the king. Just go into the menu and cast warp on Rydia, and you'll come back to the thing. This doesn't normally happen though. So this is 64, by the way. We finished counting now. It's actually not 64. The first time we went into the crystal room was 64. This is now negative something. We're pretty much going backwards through the game's memory values, and all the stuff that we've done through the game so far has set things up so that we enter in specific rooms. This one, I'm going to be honest, I know most of how it works, but the individual components that point to specific rooms I'm not positive of, but this should have been the first 3 items at the top of our inventory: the Cure Rod, the stack of 68 Fire Claws, and the Paladin Armor, which if that's not it and anybody knows offhand in chat, please correct me. That lets us come to this room, take the Darkness Crystal that we just got, and give it to Cain in the sealed cave, without actually having to go through all of the parts of the game that we'd normally have to go to. Give me one moment because I didn't scroll up in my notes far enough. Okay, so we lost Cain. We're back in this room because we went backwards to get back into this room, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. And now we're doing this whole mess again. Whatever's going on here.
Also, never mind the fact that we had Edge in our party as well.
Oh yeah, I don't even know who that is. Alright, so we're back here. This is room 3. Alright, so this next room, what we did with the chocobo manipulation, when I saved, reset the game, and then went into the chocobo forest, picked them up, and then made sure he went off the specific spot in the screen, that's to make sure this next room goes through. That room. So that went through, and we're safe. So I go up, left, and now I'm just going to hold left for a little while. So what is going on right now is when we made the game count to 64, normally when it gets to 64, it goes back to 0. And when you go to 0, it's only supposed to be on the world map because that's how the game tells what the world map is. That's sort of just how they programmed it internally. But we can trick the game into thinking that something else is the world map. So we did that with the crystal room in the dwarf castle. Also, every room and exit, or every exit in the game, has a either adds a value or subtracts a value to your current what it thinks you are in the room. So when we do that count, when we were counting up to 64, all of those doors we were going through were +1 rooms. The room at the exit of the crystal room. Oh, by the way, we're here now. The exit at the bottom of the crystal room was a -1. So when you have 0 and you go -1, it goes negative, and the game really doesn't know what to do. We're pretty much going through a table of values in the cartridge, in the memory, that isn't room data. It's other data. It's things like where the chocobos are, or where did we park the airship, or how much gold do we have, or what's the time, or how much money do we have, or any other number of things. Some of these things we can control very specifically. Some of them we can only sort of control. Some of them we have no control, and we just kind of hope that they go. The next couple of rooms are actually extremely scary because you can lock up on them and there's not a whole lot you can do. So that's pretty much where we are, is we're going through the game's memory, just messing with things. I do have a bunch of menuing I need to do right now to just kind of change how everything's going. I need to go back in that menu in a minute, but first we need to switch those two to break the initial thing. So now we're going to go to wherever this cure, the fire rod and the cure thing is. I need to go into Fusoya's magic. We're going to move... Is it Life 1? Is Life 1. We're going to move that down. We're going to move Mute down to there. And then we're going to take Slow and move that down to there. Switch to Black Magic. Move Nuke to the top. Switch Fire and Ice. Get out of there. Go back into the custom menu. And we need to go to Battle Speed 1, which we have. We need RGB values of 3, 4, 5. Wait, that's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 14. That's 8. 14, wait, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, yeah, 12, 16, 17, 20, 22, 23, alright. And, alright, and we're gonna cast Exit and see what happens. And we're back here. Let's go up. And go left, left, and then left. And we're going to hang out for a minute. Alright, go straight up. This is the Chocobo check again. We're going to go up, left, up. And we're going to hold left for a long time until something real crazy happens. And we got a minute or two if you want to read anything, donations, anything you want to do.
No donations, but just a reminder that Fastest First Spring Spectacular is raising money for OR, the Organization for Autism Research. Donations will be put to immediate use to fund research, deliver resources, and support their major programs. 83 cents of every dollar you contribute directly funds their programs, and all donations are fully tax deductible. For information, again, www.researchautism.org, or use the command !charity in chat.
Alright, just a reiteration, some of this stuff is pretty scary, and there's some variables that we can't exactly control. It is very possible that I may not be able to finish the run. Right now, it looks like I'm going to be able to. This is a little bit scary. That sounds like some boss-type music right there. We're going to do a safety save, and then we're going to go up and see what happens. That doesn't look fantastic. I wonder what happens if we warp. That sounds really bad. I don't know. Ooh. Let's see what happens. Alright, so let's go left, left, and then left. Alright, and we're just gonna hold left for a little while. If I've done everything correctly, you'll see what happens. And we're in the Dwarf Castle. Let's go down the stairs. Magics. So yeah, we're gonna switch some stuff around. I don't know what that spell was I just moved. It said Upco or something like that. I don't know if anybody knows anything about that. So here, we're gonna take this up and... Hey look, it's the final boss. And here's this guy. We have about 5 minutes of nothing. So to kind of, I gave a half explanation of what happened. The last thing that happens is we ended up going back to the Dwarf Castle on a certain layer because of the way that we arranged Fusuya's spell menu. We were actually going through first Edge's Ninja Magic menu, and then we were going through Fusuya's White Magic menu. I forget if it was Black Magic first or White Magic first, but either way, we ended up in the White Magic. However, that staircase was a +1 staircase, I believe, unless I'm remembering this backwards. When you go out of a +1 staircase, when you're in the middle of this glitch, you return to normal state, but it corrupts a lot of the values of like different things around you. And one of the things that we corrupted was Fusuya's White Magic menu, which gave him some weird spell. We're going to talk about that more in a minute, though. Where am I on time? It's about 2 minutes and 2 hours 19 minutes.
Yeah, 2:19 is what I'm seeing.
Okay, so we're not running behind on time or anything, but because there's not a whole lot to do, I'm probably just going to go ahead and do like my thanks and everything now.
Do we want to guess Sid's video?
Oh yeah, alright, so Lid is going to be here, and he's going to cast a spell. I don't see where Lid is. I don't know how he's going to be here, but through the magic of believing in the power of Lid, we're going to make him appear before us, and we're going to make him cast Meteor, and he's going to totally do damage to the boss, and we're going to try to guess how much damage that is. And we're doing Price is Right rules, so as close as you can without going over. I'm saying 2112. Shoutouts to Rush.
You want a high on this one?
Yeah, I think that's higher than he can actually go. I'm not sure, but... Ah, 1782.
That's without going over, so I believe that's going to be Elsie in chat?
Yeah, that looks like... Yeah, Elsie, I think, hit it. Oh, 1600 is the bottom floor, according to Shalakili, who definitely knows a lot of things about this game.
Yeah, 1600 is the floor, and I want to say 21...
12?
Is the ceiling, I think?
Oh, so 21... So 2112 is possible.
I think
that's my new default number. I'm going for it. We're gonna reach for the stars. We're gonna reach for the stars and send a whale there. Okay, so I'm gonna do my thanks real quick. So just to get it out of the way. Oh, alright, so the route I'm using was pretty much from a guide written by the Roth. It includes a 12-item variation. This is the 9-item version. I had 9 items that I was moving in my inventory specifically, but there's a faster 12-item variation that I just straight up didn't pick up in time to learn for the marathon. The Roth is also the world record holder for the category at 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 50 seconds, which is, like, crazy fast. Or, I'm sorry, it's very fast. It's wonderfully fast, we're going to say. Shoutouts to Bersencha, who did this at SGDQ 2013, which is the first time I saw any of this. Also, Bersencha is awesome. Shoutouts to Exodin and myself, 86. They're the ones who figured out a lot of the step routing and encounter sheet manipulations. Exodin also has a site with all kinds of really well made out step routing maps and all kinds of stuff to teach you how to do everything at the game. It's if you go there, and check it out. You'll learn a lot. If you're wondering where that is, I'll get to that in a minute. Shout out to Cheap, who is a Japanese speedrunner who did a lot of the initial information about the 64 hierarchy bug, which was what they were calling it. Shout out to Ferret Dippity, who is going to be my commentator, but is having some computer issues, so they weren't able to make it, but they were going to be here. By the way, if you're interested in the community, Final Fantasy IV has a great community. There's a ton of them in the chat room right now. If you want to know more about them, go to speedrun.com/ff4. They obviously have the leaderboards there. They have this category. There's a lot of other categories, but there's also resources, a link to the Discord, guides, a lot of neat stuff. There's a forum. And it covers like every different version of the game. This isn't the friendliest game to get into for speedrunning, but it's fun and satisfying for me anyway. If you're interested, give it a shot.
And there are multiple categories to this game. In addition to those credits for, if you're looking for an easier speedrun to start, Pally percent is what a lot of people recommend.
By the way, time is when the boss sprite disappears, I think. We're gonna go off of that. And that's time.
GG's.
Woo! Also, a couple other things. Shoutouts to everybody on Fastest Furs. This is a great organization. Everybody who's been staff for this, they put it like I'm not on the staff for this event. I'm just a runner for this. I've done screen setup and things in the past, but this time I'm just a runner. And I see all the work that they're putting in because they didn't kick me out of any of the Discord channels or anything. They put in an enormous amount of work over this for like the last 6 months. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to Gambit17, who's the host right now. Shout out to you. Shout out to the stream text, the producers. It's probably Oasis and Moonblaze at this point. The chat mods, social media teams, the setup teams, the games committee, the whole darn organization. And I think that's all I got.
Well, thank you, Wag, for showing this off, and GG's on a great run. And yeah, it's a wonderful organization. I'm privileged to be part of it and at least be able to do some stuff behind the scenes when I can. So thank you for letting me be on this run with you. This has been so much fun. I'm glad I was able to at least drop a little bit of knowledge in regarding this run as well. So. Oh
yeah, your input was fantastic. Thank you for taking over at those times when I needed somebody else to be talking. That helped enormously. One other thing though, I should have timed this better. Goodbye, brother. He turns around and says, "So long, Palom."
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. And that's Final Fantasy IV. And that's Saturday.
That it is. It is the end of day 3 of Fastest Furs. Thank you so much, everyone who has been hanging out with us all day. We are at $7,127 raised for ore so far. We still have a fun day of runs tomorrow. Lots of goals and bid wars still able to be submitted